Today, a high of 86. West breeze 5 to 15. Few clouds and low 60s overnight. Even warmer this weekend with highs both Saturday and Sunday in the upper 80s to around 90, with some gusty winds, especially on Sunday. Showers on Sunday night, much cooler on Monday. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next, exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Pretty hilarious to see North Carolina have to make a public statement pledging their, quote, full support behind the alleged GOAT Bill Belichick after only 5 games. If by full support they mean they wish this dude would just shut it down and take his kids, girlfriend, and cronies with him, then sure, he has their, quote, full support. Who didn't see this coming? Of course it's a disaster. Pretty much everything has been for Belichick since he ran Tom Brady off and then was broken off by Bob Kraft. The alleged GOAT now leaves everything worse, not better, when he does bounce. And he will leave Carolina, just not as soon as they want him to. Listen, I don't want anyone to tell me how to spend my money, so I won't tell Carolina what to do with theirs. But you made a huge mistake in bringing this dude in. Just own it, give him his dough, and be done with it. The sooner you end this nightmare, the better. I'm Jim Rome. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is...
Well, hey there, everybody. Happy Friday to you. TGIF here on Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland with you until 11 o'clock. Glad to be here with you. It is a Friday. We're always excited about Friday. It means we got another weekend of football coming your way, and it's a good one again for us, both in college and the pros. We've got a full cast of characters in today to help pick some of those favorite games. We'll do that in the next hour. Looking forward to it. We'll get you a recap of Thursday Night Football. I think one we can all be happy about. Even if you lost money, you got to be excited to see the Eagles get their tails kicked like that, don't you? As the Philadelphia loses the first game of the week, second in a row, the first big upset of the week, doubled up 34-17. We'll dig into that game as well. We've got a lot of fun coming your way today here on Sports Daily. It's all brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring a hot link sandwich, split, seared, served on a split-top bun with chips and a drink for $9. Perfect for lunch. Hot link sandwich now available at Wichita Brewing Company. Pizza and beer made here. We've got Max Power, man in the phone lines at 869-1240. You've got a little time to get in on those if you'd like. You can also, of course, always leave us comments on our video streams. That's easy enough. We can put those right here on the stream for you. Read those over the air. Facebook, YouTube, X, you can find all those. Thanks to those watching us on 12 News Connected as well. And if you're listening to us on the Odyssey app, even if you're listening to us from the future, If you're not listening to us live, either way, you can leave voice messages for us. You just click that little microphone and you send those through. They go right through to Max, and he can put those out over the air. So lots of ways to interact with us. We're happy to be here for you, TJ. But not to bury the lead, we got Banana Ball coming to Wichita. And I'm telling you what, you want to talk about my family being fired up. They are fired up to get a little Banana Ball here in town. Big announcement yesterday from the Wind Surge.
Yesterday, we got that announcement. I called my wife because we've been trying to get Banana Ball tickets. We don't even have kids, and we want to go that bad. Yeah. I told her, she's like, oh man, like we're signing up for that lottery. And then I texted my mom because she's like the watch it on ESPN type of person. Like she loves it. And so I sent her to her and said, look at this. And she said, already applied. I'm in.
Yeah, it's there's third party things. There's fake listings, so be careful. The thing to do right now is to just go enter the lottery, go to the Wind Surge website and everything, and then we'll see. Now, so the ticket lottery is starting here, and you've got to be able to do that, and then you'll find out if you can get in. But it's Equity Bank Park, May 7th, 8th, and 9th. It'll be the Firefighters versus the Loco Beach Coconuts. My kids love it. I love this. My wife has been wanting to go for a long time. So I don't know how many people have seen it on TV. It's obviously totally different. They're blowing up. It's super fun. It's a lot like, the Harlem Globetrotters, but on a baseball field, and they are really playing each other. But that's all happening. And again, it's the Firefighters who I see them on TV quite a bit playing the Bananas and the Loco Beach Coconuts. So all the fun and fanfare. I know people have been wanting that and hoping for that for a long time. And I'm glad to see them still be able to come to a venue like Equity Bank Park, because TJ, right now they're selling out football stadiums, like some places they go. So that'll be super cool. But yeah, that was pretty welcome news in my household last night that they're coming into town, and hopefully everybody can get in the lottery, and hopefully everybody can get a chance to win.
That's true. It's gonna be really cool. I can't lie. I know that there's the divided crowd. Some people hate the Banana Ball. It's ruining the game of baseball. Have you never seen that?
Yeah, nobody's actually saying that. Yeah, that's pretend.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. Like,
who's saying that? Who is out there right now saying, "Oh my gosh, it's not even real"? But like, nobody's there's gonna be. That.
I bet there's at least 10 people between the hours of 7 and 11
have talked to people that have said this.
There's people that work in our newsroom that feel like this.
Oh no!
I'm telling you, get on social media and just look up Banana Ball
publicly. But who is it?
Well,
first name's
the main hater is
Intern
Jack.
No!
Intern Jack hates the Bananas.
Oh God, he's
and I
young.
sit there. I argue with him up and down. There you go. Look, I told you.
I knew, Rick. PJ, I would have bet you $1 million that as we talked about this, Rick would have come on and been a hater. Rick is our king hater. We love you very much, Rick, but Rick won't watch him. But there's more people excited. I
bet if we make a call to action right now, if between 7 and 9, if anybody's driving to work right now, got the early shift and they don't like the Bananas, like they will call it. Like they will call in, they will comment. We'll get one more besides Rick, I think.
I don't know, Rick. I challenge you to go and then say you didn't have a good time. It's kind of like you probably don't remember this. So there were a couple years in the NBC World Series when it was still played and it was still Lawrence Dumont and all, kind of the older generation of it, when they did the Kansas Stars, and it was all the old pros got together on a team, like Toby Keith and Roger Clemens put it together. Man, they sold that place out. It was rocking. And that was to go watch a bunch of old guys play, right? So again, Wichita shows up for stuff. We talked about this the other day with the NCAA tournament. Like, you give Wichita a reason to go party, Wichita will be there.
They're going to sell this out every night.
And you better believe on May 7th, 8th, and 9th, it's going to be a party, and it's going to be a packed house, because Wichita doesn't shy away from a party. We just don't. No. That's one of the things I love about living here as a transplant.
I will say, I'll be the devil's advocate here. I do think that the reason that so many people don't like the Bananas is because they've now reached the point of so much popularity that like the average 9 or 10-year-old doesn't know like who Vinny Pasquantino is, but they know who the center fielder for the Bananas is. And it's like, well, okay, well, hold on.
No, absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a good time. There's nothing wrong with fun. It's fun, and let's enjoy it. I'm glad they're coming. We've been hoping. I honestly, because my kids and wife ask me all the time, because what I do for a living, like, are they going to come? Do you think they're going to come? And I'm like, guys, I honestly, like, they are a really big deal now. I'm not sure. Like,
the bananas aren't coming unless we're giving them no, there's nothing that could fit them anymore.
Well, here's what's interesting about that league, and I didn't notice this till I watched it on TV, and I think they were playing the Firefighters in one game I saw, and what is it? The Party Animals is another one of them, and I think it was the Party Animals. I was like, man, their guys are maybe more talented than the Bananas. And yeah, the Bananas are the Globetrotters. I get that, but the environment's the same, and they are like, they're doing their fun stuff, but there's like a game involved. I don't even think the Bananas win the league. Like, the Globetrotters never lose. I don't think the Bananas win the league, because they're kind of doing their own unique and strange and fun thing that they're doing. But it's all to keep us entertained, and I'm sure they will. But that's so funny. Last night, my phone started blowing up. It's like, dude, the Bananas are coming. Or Banana Ball's coming. And I'm like, what? And so I flip over and I see it, and it's kudos to the Wind Surge. Kudos to Buddy Matt up there for being able to get that accomplished, whatever it is that involves, because I think people are going to really enjoy this next. Is that summer? Spring, late spring, May 7, 8, 9. You can go get in the lottery, bananaball.com, or I'm sure you can just go to the Wind Surge website and get on it through there either. But with 3 games, hopefully everybody's able to get in there. That's how I went to see somebody at Intrust. It was actually really nice because the ticket prices stay low when you do the lottery thing. So hopefully everybody can get in there. All right, we're going to come back. Thursday Night Football. Who's not happy to see the Eagles get stomped like that? I mean, come on now. Giants all over Philadelphia. What's going on with the Eagles? Are they the favorite anymore? Even close? We'll discuss next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
FH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is a Friday, which means a Friday fit. I want to show you from 35 by 70 Golf Co. One of the many things that you can find there. So I show you the shirts a lot. So this week I figured I'd show you the hats. Sometimes we've got these on. You can see them. The little, I'll put it right up to the video stream.
Ozzy. His name's Ozzy.
The Buffalo mascot there. It's one of the cool things they have there. Shirts, hats. They've got outerwear. They've got warm weather gear. All of it at 35 by 70 co.com. If you want to go check it out, do it. If you want 10% off, you can enter the promo code Jacob and get that 10% off. But thanks to our friends at 35 by 70 for their support. Go check out all their cool stuff.
Jacob, did you see that they're posting whenever the KU getting hit by Brennan Sorsby's pass happened? I was wearing their hat, and they were taking in like free advertising. Let's go. We're on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. They posted on
when
they
you
posted
totally
on their
embarrassed yourself.
They posted on their Instagram story a text that somebody sent them and said, "Hey, some cameraman just got rocked at the KU game and he's wearing your hat." And I said, "Well, that feels a bit strong."
Yeah, rocked. Yeah, just fumbled it away. The one big chance. Everything you did. Come on, banana ball haters. Like, what did you can admit
I've got people texting me. I told them to call into the show. We'll have a full on first take discussion.
Like, why do you hate fun? What do you hate fun? Oh my goodness! I'm looking up at my screen. Sister Jean died. Did you see that? I didn't see that. Did that happen yesterday?
Last night, yeah, like at 11.
Oh man, Sister Jean. Loyola's, spirit, that sucks. I hate that. Rest in peace, Sister Jean, one of the great characters of the last 10 years of sports, for sure. That's a major bummer. All right, let's talk some Thursday Night Football, TJ. 34-17, the Eagles get smoked. It's karma for running the tush-push 4 plays in a row at one point in that game. Does anybody like the Eagles? Do Eagles fans even like the Eagles right now? They're so annoying. They're always full of drama. Their coach always seems like somebody stole his lunch money. And you get a team that has this play that everybody despises it. I think by the 4th time, even their own players despised it. It looked like Jalen Hurts was disgusted with the whole thing. 4 times in a row. We're all sick of it. And then the Giants come out and just smash them 34-17. Did not see that coming. And it was glorious. And I am no lover of the New York Giants. But man, I was happy to see that last night. And they got it done behind the rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart, who's got all the swag. He is way too chaotic a runner. That will not keep him on the field, but it is fun while it is lasting right now. Cam Skattebo, I asked you yesterday what they would do as other players return, and he dominated the backfield, and he just strangled the life out of the backfield yesterday. 3 touchdowns in the game. Dart had the other rushing touchdown, and it was awesome. It was really great to see, quite frankly, a young infusion there. And the Eagles look like their issues are probably for real here, TJ.
Yeah, I think that there is the other part of it as well, is that the Giants look, pretty decent. Like, they're not going to be a contender or anything like that this year or anything. But I think that with the young guys they have, when you get Malik Neighbors back, he's out for the season, but add him with the 2 guys you got there in the backfield that we're bringing up. I mean, that's not a bad squad, and they have it's a lot of fun to watch them right now, if nothing else. Like you said, Jackson Dart's chaos when he runs. Cam Skattebo's whole game is chaos. He ripped off his shirt after the game last night and was chest bumping Fitzmagic. So they're crazy, but
his energy is contagious. There's no question about that. And everybody's like, "Oh, his violent running style, he won't make it." I have that concern for a guy like Isaiah Pacheco. Skattebo's built a little different. He's a little more compact. He can probably handle it a little bit better. And to me, like, everyone keeps asking about him, I'm like, Jackson Dart's not going to make it. Jackson Dart is not compact. He's a leaner. He's an athlete, and man, he's taking some shots now. And if he doesn't figure that out real quick, he's not going to stay on the field. Like, if you ask me right now, if nothing changes, will he be able to finish this season without missing time? I would tell you no. Like, he won't make it, because if he keeps going like that, and I think it was Herbstreit last night. It was either Herbstreit or Michaels. Like, defenses are gonna notice that, and they're gonna come in hard trying to jar the ball loose. And he's not going to stay on the field. Nobody does. Like, nobody in the NFL stays on the field taking contact like that. Skattebo's is even a little bit different. Skattebo's, he seeks it out, but he's not like just getting creamed on every play, which is what it looks like to me when Dart runs the ball. And Dart needs to run the ball. There's no question about it. But there are great runners of the football who don't take that kind of contact all over the league. And he better start watching the film and figuring that out, or he's not going to stay on the field. He almost had to leave the game last night because he got smoked.
He did leave the game.
In a helmet, well, but for extended time because of a helmet to helmet. He got, he's fortunate that it wasn't anything more serious. But like, his coaches have got to sit him down, because you can't tell him not to run. It's too big a part of what he's doing right now. But you can tell him, yo, dude, like, you got to learn how to just go down. Like, it's not even there. His own quarterback in the quarterback room, young Russell Wilson, who is a dynamic runner, has always been good at avoiding contact. Like, let him show you what to do, because you're going to get killed out there doing that.
Yeah. Before we get into this Eagles talk of where this conversation is leading, how about Russell Wilson last night coming in for one play?
I felt bad for him.
not finding the spot and then booed off the field while the coach was screaming at the trainers, "Where's Jackson Dart? Put it back
I felt
in."
bad for him. And you know what I also noticed when the cameras weren't like on him is there was a shot on the sideline. It's either a first down or a touchdown. Man, he was getting fired up for the team. I think Russell Wilson catches a bad rap. I think he's a cheese ball, and so people think like he's a bad teammate. I think he genuinely like roots for his teammates and wants the team to do well. Like you could see it, just watch him. If you ever catch a glimpse of him on the sideline, like not when there's a camera like right in his face, but you can see his reactions to things. And I think he catches a bad rap. He's just a goofball.
Does he play somewhere else, or is his career done?
No, I think his career's done. I don't know if he's like not going to be on a roster anymore, but he doesn't have it anymore. Like he can't be a starter in the league anymore. He's there. I'm glad he's in the room. Honestly, like it is an interesting fit with he and Jackson Dart, because if he'll impose some of that wisdom of like, yo, I was young once too. You can't take that many hits. Like nobody in the history of football has been able to maintain what you're doing with your body right now for very long. So don't do that. Just figure out a way to avoid the contact. Especially as a quarterback, literally all you have to do is slide. I didn't see Jackson giving the referee a high five.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty hard not to get caught up in the energy of Dart and Scattaboo. How much fun is that for Giants fans and football fans? That was fun last night. Yep. Nobody feels sorry for the Eagles. That was a blast.
Yeah, that's the other part of the conversation, obviously, is that, this was the only undefeated left. We had 2 heading into the last 2 weeks, and now we have 0 walking out after losses to the Patriots and the Giants. So it's like, man, I don't know who the best team in football is. I don't know if there is a dominant force in football. I don't know what that, upper stratosphere is going to look like. But, obviously those 2 teams will be in it, but they might not be the 1 seed like everybody thought they were going to be.
Yeah, they've got issues, man. Jalen Carter not being there obviously had an impact on the run defense. The run defense was a problem, and teams are going to continue to try to attack them that way. Were they missing Quinyon Mitchell in that game? I think they were. I jumped into it a little bit late, but they've got some issues defensively. They're just not as good defensively as we thought they would be, and that is going to be That's going to be an issue, I think. The offense has been getting all the attention, right? The offense, what's wrong with the offense? And they were okay last night. Jalen Hurts had to throw it a lot. They abandoned the run far too early. Again, there should be no game and no scenario for the Eagles where Saquon Barkley only carries the ball 12 times. That's silliness. So that's been an issue. So that's an issue. It remains an issue. They have to be able to utilize Saquon Barkley on the ground. I mean, it's insane that they're not. And I know he hasn't been as effective, but goodness gracious, 12 carries against the Giants? That's unacceptable. So they do have their offensive challenges. The big challenge, though, is if their defense isn't great, they're not elite to me, because I don't like when we talk about the Chiefs, and we'll do that a lot today. The Chiefs defense also isn't great right now, but they'll have an elite offense to try to make up for it, right? The Lions don't have a great defense. They have an elite offense for sure. When Lamar Jackson was there for the Ravens, they have a terrible defense, but at least they had that elite offense, right? The Eagles right now, they don't have a terrible defense, but it's certainly more flawed than we thought. And I don't know that I would say that they have an elite offense right now. With all those playmakers, I know they're there, but it ain't working, and it hasn't been working. And I don't know, like, what is anybody seeing that tells you it's like, oh, well, they'll be fine offensively. Their offensive line isn't as good. Saquon Barkley is not just annihilating the league the way he was a year ago, which was very predictable. And it's not working enough in the pass game right now. And I don't think Jalen Hurts is that kind of player. I think that's not conducive to the best version of Jalen Hurts, is to throw the ball 40 times a game. So they have some big problems to figure out. And look, man, I thought the Commanders were a little overrated, but they're still good. The Cowboys aren't going to win the Super Bowl, but they're still good. And now the Giants with that Jackson Dart look okay. Like they better be careful here. if you're the Eagles. You better be careful.
Yeah, that was something that we brought up a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the Eagles, is the fact of like, they're undefeated, but last year, I mean, they were breaking off chunk plays all the time. Like, I don't think they have a chunk play this year. Like, they were throwing deep balls. Yeah, they were throwing deep balls. I mean, their wide receiver core. Oh yeah, they did. I saw that actually. Their wide receiver core is awesome. Like, they've got Saquon Barkley. They've got the best running quarterback in the league. Like, and they just don't do it. Like, I don't know. I think there's struggles to that, and then I think it's also they just like can't get out of their own way about what they're trying to do on offense, and they try to just milk clock like they did against the Chiefs, and that worked for a while. But I mean, you kind of have to have a little bit of a balance here.
And look, they wouldn't, even if they'd have hit on that big play, wouldn't have been enough last night. But you got to go back, and when you look at the Eagles, they've given up now this year. Here's their games. They gave up 20, 17 in that game to the Chiefs you were just talking about, 26, 25, 21, and 34 points. Okay, so their defense right now isn't even good. Like, I wouldn't even call that good. I'd call it bad. I don't know that I think it will stay bad because they have a lot of talented players, but they lost players on the defense. And if their defense is not going to be a good unit this year, man, they're not an elite team to me. And it's fine too, by the way. Like, they had a lot of losses in the offseason, more than most people talked about. So it's okay that they're not elite right now. Like, it's not like some major failure or anything. It's just reality. I don't think if they're giving up that kind of points, I don't think this offense is built to do that. I don't think they're long-term built to go shoot out city with people. There are teams that are. Detroit and Kansas City, to me, both are teams that are like, let's just go toe-to-toe and we'll go shoot out every week. There are teams that are going to be okay at that. I don't think that's the Eagles, though. I think they're going to really struggle if that's the case.
I think that the interesting part of it is that they, I mean, they were the NFC favorite. They were the only team that was undefeated. And I mean, they were the Super Bowl favorite, I believe, for a long time there. Like, if it's not going to be them in the NFC, like, who's it going to be in the NFC? Is it Detroit? Like, that feels like it's the easy answer, but then it's like, are the Packers good enough to do that? Are the Bucks good enough to do that?
I think they're all pretty even, to be perfectly honest with you. The Eagles right now have a defense that's allowing almost 24 points a game. It's very middle of the pack, essentially. Like the Chiefs defense, I'm pretty worried about, right? They give up 21 a game right now. The Eagles give up 24 a game. The Lions give up 22 a game. The Eagles give up 24 a game. Some of these teams are like Buffalo is kind of in that range, but again, Buffalo's an offense that you trust. Tampa's in that range. Tampa's an offense I trust way more right now. So where do they sit in the league? They're going to have to be better defensively, because while I think a lot of these teams can still win games up in that range, I really don't think they're one of them consistently anyway. I don't think they are. They've got a little bit of an aging offense with a quarterback who's, I don't want to take anything away from Jalen Hurts, and I'm not trying to do that, but he's not built to play that way. He's built to never make mistakes, basically, be very precise, and control the chains and control the clock when his defense is really good. And so we'll see. We'll see what they're able to do. I'm not going to close the book on the Eagles. That would be highly, highly stupid, because I still think they'll get some top defenders back pretty quick. And I could absolutely see a case where they get back to being a top defense. Like, I'm not, the defense looked terrible last night. It hasn't looked great this year. They've got enough dudes on that side of the ball where they can, by the end of this season, be an elite defense. And if they are, then yeah, they're right back there where they should be.
Yeah, you brought up about their division. I do think that they do have, a little bit of a tough division. They should still win their division if they take care of business and everything like that. But I don't know. I mean, I think in the NFC, as we were talking about, like, they're going to be up there with the others. And I feel like the others also, like, have shown that they can't get out of their own way a little bit in years past.
Totally. That's the whole
season.
NFC right now.
Yeah. So it is still wide open. Like, that's the thing, is that, they might look bad they might have 3 or 4 losses and still be fine. Like, they might have 5 losses and still be fine and be able to make a run at it. And That's just because like there's nobody else that really wants to take it either. It feels like there's a lot of people making mistakes, and Detroit could go and win the next 12 or something, and look like a solid team and everything of that nature. But the NFC race is going to be really interesting. AFC, I mean, it feels like it's a 2-horse race kind of a little bit right now, maybe 3 if you want to like loop in the Colts, who are awesome right now, but I don't know if the Colts are built for that kind of thing. I mean, how many teams do you think are in the NFC race that are legit? You would think
AFC or NFC?
AFC. Right now in the NFC, I think that there's
tons.
2.
In the AFC, Baltimore being down hurts it, but certainly the Bills you would qualify as a contender. I would qualify at this point Indianapolis. I won't for Jacksonville if I'm being 100% honest. Chargers, I will. Chargers and Broncos both. I'll kind of at the very back end of it, and the Chiefs less than the NFC. How about that? Less than the NFC. If you made me right now, like I would take Kansas City and Buffalo against the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels like it's like there's a bunch of teams.
I'll give you any teams. You pick the 2 teams in the NFC. You pick whichever 2 you want. I'll take the field. Right? Yep. I don't care which ones you even pick. You can pick them. Any 2 NFC teams, I'll take the rest. In the AFC, I'm not taking the rest against Kansas City and Buffalo. So
I agree.
I mean, that's okay. The one thing we're learning about this season, though, it's very even. I don't think anybody's going to win like 14 games. Maybe Buffalo, but other than that, I doubt it. Highly doubt it. All right, we'll come back. We've got more to talk about here on Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW. KFH.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Glad to be here with you. It's Sports Daily on KFH. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland. You can always count on us to bring you the sports talk on KFH. It's presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday, all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We come back here and get ready for a football weekend. Everybody's buzzing about the young Giants last night. Major League Baseball also happening. The Cubs extend the series against Milwaukee. They win 6-0. The Dodgers get it done against the Phillies 2-1 in 11 innings. Some injury stuff across several sports that we'll get to here, TJ. Let's start with football and the Kansas City Chiefs, because Xavier Worthy popping back up on an injury report. He is okay, right? Like, we don't expect, he didn't practice yesterday. I haven't heard any indication that he is no challenge to play on Sunday, but he didn't practice on Thursday. And in the NFL, that's reason to kind of open an eye. Really, Fridays are the big one. If guys don't practice, what's interesting is he's been a little sore with everything. And I don't know if is it his ankle or his shoulder at this point.
I think that this is because of his ankle.
That's probably good news, quite honestly. So,
but we don't know.
Can he not practice and still play? Probably could, but we'll really watch today at practice. Friday injury reports are key for Sunday games. So, it's a challenge. It's a Sunday night. If you're a fantasy football player, you're going to be a little dicey probably up until game time. So you're going to have to roll the dice a little bit on it. They got to have him. I mean, they need him to play. I would be stunned if he doesn't play. Yeah. I'll be shocked if he doesn't play.
I think that the fact that we saw this injury pop up before the Jags game and he was questionable and still played in that game, I'd say that, Yesterday's just a little bit of getting rest on that ankle and not pushing it. And then I think that he'll probably be a limited participant today and then be good to go on Sunday is the way that I imagine this kind of thing will go, just because he's already played on it. Like, it's not a new injury, but it may have gotten worse. We don't really know. We're all speculating here. So, but yeah, I mean, if this is the way that it's going to go the entire year, then that's going to be a little frustrating, but I imagine he'll play. And then after this week, then it'll be less of a big deal because Rashee Rice will be back.
Yeah, I think it's a big deal. I don't think it's anything of concern. Like, he's got 2 injuries here that are one is scary in the sense that it feels like it could go sour, but it's not his ankle, it's his shoulder. Right? His ankle is like, what are you going to do about an ankle? Like, it's twisted, it's probably still swollen, whatever's wrong with it, and it's not going down in time, but he was able to play enough. The question is, if he's limited against a team like the Lions, how big a deal is that? Whether he plays or not, if you're not getting 100% of Xavier Worthy, it is something to pay attention to in that game.
True.
There's no doubt about it. So how much does that change what you're thinking about the Chiefs, knowing that even if you get Worthy, it's a hobbled Worthy?
Yeah, it's true. It's an interesting point, because it is a different team if it's a hobbled Worthy compared to a healthy Worthy, because we've seen what they did whenever it was a healthy Worthy against the Ravens, or pretty much healthy Worthy against the Ravens, I guess I'll say. So yeah, I mean, you're going to have to score a lot of points in this game. And, if it's not him, it's going to have to be the conversation we had for those first 3 weeks about, like, man, is it going to be Tyquan Thornton? Like, who's it going to be in this game? And it might be Tyquan Thornton.
I like Thornton.
I know, but he might step into. I mean, that would be a guy that I think that if it is showing up that he might be an injured thing, I'd look a lot towards Tyquan Thornton. Props for him.
I don't think Thornton will, like, fill his role. I like Thornton even when Worthy does play. I think he has chiseled out a role in this offense for sure. I think it's probably Juju. I think you're kind of getting Juju as this placeholder for Worthy, Rice. I'm the most curious to see what they do with Worthy when Rice comes back, because Worthy he took Rice's role basically last year. Rice is better at that than Worthy is. It's not a knock on Worthy. Worthy's probably as versatile as any player on the roster. I can't wait to see how they utilize both of those guys on the field at the same time now. We've never seen it before, because Worthy transformed into what Rice was for the offense last year. What if he doesn't have to do that? Now, what does it look like? Do they both do it? Because Travis Kelce's not as big a part of things. So that's the curiosity for me. But right now, they need Worthy to be that Rice role. And that is a critical role for this team. And if it's not Worthy, it's been Juju. Of course, Juju, 2-3 years ago, filled that role remarkably. But he's older now. He's not the same player he was the first year he was in Kansas City. But he's there because he can do that thing too, just not as well. I think Thornton stays just as active. It probably makes it maybe more of a Kelce type of game. But remember, too, the Lions have some corners out in this game. So, even if the Chiefs have hobbled Worthy, on the flip side, the Lions don't have their starters, it doesn't sound like, over there either. So maybe it's a washout. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know that injuries and nagging injuries are, Chiefs and K-State are kind of the same team right now,
It doesn't matter. Every team has them. Like, I saw Eagle fans last night being babies. Like, oh, but we were missing like XYZ. And it's like literally every team's missing players right now. Every team has major injuries to deal with in the NFL every single week. One of the crazy things about the Chiefs is they've been able to do this for as long as they have and navigate them. I mean, they've lost. Think about the receivers that they've lost over the last few years. Like, you just have to roll with it in the NFL. It's a part of it. It's a part of being a good team is winning. Look at the Niners. The Niners are making excuses this year. Good Lord, they don't have anybody. They're missing everybody but Christian McCaffrey, and they're whatever their record is this year.
Yeah, here I'll segue us into K-State talk for the rest of this segment since we're talking about injuries. Dylan Edwards is officially out on Saturday against TCU.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he's out. And did you see there's all the speculation I was telling you about yesterday that, like, people are making up rumors now that he's getting a medical redshirt and he's done for the year, and his agent had to shut him down and say that he can't wait to come back. And then now he's out and he's regressed all week long. Like, it's weird, man. Like, he played on it. He was healthy 2 weeks ago, and now it's just gotten worse each game. And now he's out again. just because of the same injury back in week 0, and now it's week 7. So this is the third game that he's going to miss because of this ankle injury. And we've talked about how much of a different team they are without Dylan Edwards in the running back as a healthy running back. And you're not going to have him in a game you need him.
That's tough. I'm got to go back and look now at TCU and what they do defensively. That's a bummer, man. I hate this for Dylan Edwards. I hate it for K-State. I hate it for everybody. He's such an exciting player. Obviously, he's local, so we root for his success tremendously. TCU this year is against the run. They are not as good, I don't think, as they are. I don't think it's as much of a factor like for Baylor. Okay, so defensively, yeah, they're the 55th ranked run defense, but the 108th ranked pass defense. I have this right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting it confused with Baylor last week. So Kansas State's probably attacking them through the air anyway. They've been much, much better against the run than they have been against the pass defensively this year. So I think it's probably okay. It obviously changes the offense, but I'm not sure K-State was going to line up and run all over them anyway. As long as Avery has the threat so that it opens things up in the pass game, I think the game plan for K-State's probably okay in this one. And so, it's not going to move the line. It's not going to do anything like that. And that's probably why, because I don't know that was going to be K-State's plan, was to just run a ton in this game. I think they're always going to be pass heavy because that's the matchup.
Yeah, it does bring forward the interesting argument that, obviously there are rumors and speculation and everything like that. But with the year that K-State's having, obviously their goals aren't going to be met what they are. Dylan Edwards has missed 3 games already. He's only really played in 3 games, and the 4th one he played 1 punt return, and that was it. And the rumors aren't outlandish rumors that he would take a medical red shirt, because you think about you only get 4 of these years.
Unless the injury dictates it, that is one of the why do we do this? College football fans are crazy.
It's happened though. I mean,
how many games do they have left this year?
5.
If 5 games left and you hope a bowl game, 6 games left. Why on earth? No, they have 6 games left.
6, yeah,
and
you're right.
Potential bowl game. Why would he why is that? If the injury dictates it, that's a different story. If at some point a doctor's like, man, you got to shut it down. Your ankle's not going to get better. That's different. But for a junior to be thinking about right now, whether with 6 games, maybe 7 to go, needs to strategically take that's crazy. I just don't think those conversations happen that way. I don't.
There's a precedent though. I mean, people do it. People the Oregon running back that transferred there from Tulane just said, man, I thought I was going to be a starter here. I'm the 2nd string running back. Just redshirt me this year. We'll figure it out next year.
That's not the case for Dylan Edwards.
It's not, but it's a medical redshirt, and it's more legit than that thing. And
if it's medical, if the doctors say you need to do it, then that's totally different than what we're talking about.
But what if it's like the Arizona game where it's hey, you're 75%. The rest of the
year. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's a doctor conversation. We're not talking about the same thing.
But that's Dylan conversation.
You're talking about, and I know you're not saying it, but people are acting like there is a level of strategy with 7 games to go to say, ooh, you know what? We're only going to make the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Maybe we should just sit it out this year so that we have 2 more years of it. Those conversations aren't happening. That's crazy. That's silly. It's way too early for that.
It is. It's the same argument that, honestly, K-State fans kind of made up whenever Jalen Daniels was down a couple of years ago.
It's 100% the same thing.
It is.
No, we're not to the point where you have to think about something like that. This isn't college basketball. We're not even halfway through the season yet. If Dylan Edwards thinks he can rest for a week or 2 and be 100%, and you do that because he's on a ticking time. Dylan Edwards, I'm sure's goal in life is to play in the NFL. You're not going to lose time in the NFL to take a medical red shirt your junior season because your team is off to a slower start than you anticipate. Like, that is crazy.
That's the part that everybody always forgets about this, is that, like, that's the part that people always forget about whenever they're talking about using extra years of eligibility and everything like that. I'm like, guys, like, you don't want to go into the league as a 26-year-old. Like, they don't want to do that.
Running back especially. Like, people do this in college. Like, you think that what's happening at your college is the biggest deal that exists, and it's not. And, like, these guys are trying to make it to the pros. Dylan Edwards needs to be playing football to stay relevant for scouts so that next year, probably, he's not going to leave and go to the draft early, I don't think, but so that next year he can come back and he's already got the radar on him, and boom, you hit the ground running and you become a high, like, silly. Like, let's see what's wrong with his ankle. But all this other stuff, like, it drives me crazy with college sports. Like, just
I agree.
He'll play when he can play. It's a bummer that he can't play this weekend. We'll see if it affects our picks in the next hour. We're coming right back. Is LeBron James playing? What's happening? We'll talk about that and then make our football picks.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to have you with us another hour here on the program. We're making some picks coming up soon. Tommy and Paul will be in. I have Brandon's picks. He won't be able to make it this week. We will be doing that. We will be getting you ready for high school football on a Friday. Looking forward to it. By the way, it's all brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, featuring Oktoberfest, the deeply copper-colored German-style lager that will make you click your heels, grab your stein, and follow the copper brick road to the land of Oktoberfest. Wichita Brewing Company pizza and beer made here. That high school football coverage I mentioned on Sports Daily brought to you by Zentex Remodeling Group. Remodel your bathroom in as little as 1 day with Zentex Remodeling Group, ZINTEX.com. That's coming up toward the end of this hour. Looking forward to that. TJ, just a little bit of NBA news. We don't talk a ton of NBA here on the show. But when it's the overarching storylines and things like that, we do. And certainly LeBron James is always in the headlines. It sounds like, as he pulled the rug out from underneath everybody for an ad and a decision, which I thought was really funny, by the way, that he'll miss the first month of the season. And it's the first time, I believe, ever, right, in his 23 years that he will miss the first part of a season. Is that right? I think that's right.
Oh, I don't know. He missed time with a back injury a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was the first part of the season, though, because I remember I was a fantasy owner of LeBron, and he missed a whole bunch of time. I think it's
the first time it's the first part of the season. I think I saw that. Yeah. Either way, he doesn't miss much consistent time in his career. He's at such an interesting place because he's already playing longer than anybody's played this sport. He's 40 years old. He and I are like born near each other. I've always had that with him. Like he was going into the NBA as I was going into college, and I think about the things that he does at my age now, and it's crazy. It's crazy, quite frankly. But last year he scored 24 points a game, 8 assists, almost 8 rebounds. He's still good defensively. Like, he's still an awesome NBA player. That's what's the craziest thing. It's not like he's just clinging on here. It's like Tom Brady, quite frankly. At the end, where Tom Brady kept playing and Tom Brady was winning Super Bowls and still really effective and good at it. That's what we're seeing with LeBron. I mean, it is. It's crazy.
It is. This story really didn't get a ton of run, which I can't really believe. But this summer, LeBron got inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame as a current player. Like
we see that with coaches. I don't know, do we see that with players ever? I mean,
I think him and Chris Paul both did, and I think they are the first 2 active players to ever be in the Hall of Fame. So it's nuts. But yeah, I agree. It's interesting. You know, obviously the Lakers get a ton of run on national media about what they're going to do and everything like that. And you know, every year that you've got LeBron, you've got a chance. And it's going to be weird that like I think that at this point, like I don't think that they're a legit title contender. They'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, even with Luka. That's what I was going to ask you. So, like, he's with Luka there, which is great. I'm kind of torn on this. Like, one of the knocks for LeBron has been that he's bounced around to a few different teams, right? And I get that. I understand it. I think that's part of Jordan's legacy that, you know, he kind of did, even though he went to the Wizards late in his career, he kind of built it and stayed there. There is a part of me that wants to see him playing the most relevant basketball. So is that with the Lakers and Luka? Like, as an observer, would I rather see him do that and what I would assume is not be able to win a title? Now they've got a chance to make some moves at the deadline and maybe get close enough. Or would I rather see him go somewhere and try to win a title? I don't know. Like early in the career, that's an easy answer. No, I want to see him stay and build it. But now that he's 40 and still effective, I'm like, this is pretty crazy that we're seeing him still do this.
Yeah, but I mean, he's with the Lakers. Like the Lakers always do have a chance, and like they are. I mean,
I think they probably have enough of a chance.
Not in the terms of the super teams that we saw a decade ago, but they're a bit of a super. Like they've still got a bunch of studs. They're just really top heavy is the problem. But like if you leave the Lakers to go join the Warriors
or
Mavericks,
the Mavericks are the one everyone's talking about because Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are there, his old buddies.
That team wouldn't be a title team either. Like
what with Cooper Flag?
I guess
are you crazy?
Cooper Flag helps it a little bit, but like they're still. I mean, they're not better than the Thunder are. They're not better than
that. Look at the 4 of that starting 5.
I mean, I know
Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Cooper Flag ain't a title contender.
I mean, we've seen Kyrie and AD on super teams for the last 15 years, and I think they've won.
And they both
2 of them. 2 of them combined.
That's okay. The titles. How many does Luka have?
I think the argument was I don't even know who the super teams are at this point. Like
it was the Rockets, and some people may still think it's the Rockets, but now with Fred VanVleet out, we'll see.
True. Anyways, back to the original question. I think that like you got to stay in LA.
Are you more satisfied as a fan to see LeBron play with the Lakers and go out in the first round, or to see LeBron play for somebody else and legitimately take a shot at a title?
No,
which is more satisfying?
I want to see LeBron be the best player on the Lakers.
Okay, I don't know the answer to that. I don't want to
see him be second fiddle to whatever Kevin Durant.
I can't. Well, he's going to be second fiddle in LA because of Luka. If all goes well,
if
all goes well, like the Lakers would want him to be second fiddle.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I don't know what my answer to that question is. I'll at least allow the door to be cracked open on not just, staying where you are, which is the way I feel about most of these star players. I'll crack it only because he's 40, only because he's doing some of this stuff we haven't really seen before. Like that's the only reason. Like he is 40 years old going for 24, 8, and 8. That is nuts. It's absolutely absurd that he's doing this.
It's the thing is that what's so crazy about it is that like there's the joke about the second decision and everything like that he was going to retire and this was going to be it, but like it might not be. Like you might keep going. Like I don't know. Why would he stop
if he loves it? Like at some point we're all just like, all right, that's enough. But if he that's the thing. Like he's not physically having to have that decision made for him like most athletes.
I know.
Like most athletes, it's because you can't do it anymore.
I agree.
He doesn't have that problem. Right? Yeah, like Travis Kelce's eventually going to have to step away because he can't physically do what he once did. You were talking about guys that love it. If LeBron James can physically keep doing it, how much does he love it? Right? Does he care? Does he just keep going? Like, yeah. And this is the thing that he'll catch a bad rap for too. Like, what if LeBron just came back and said, here's the deal. I'm going to take way less salary. I'm going to play like half the games and I'll be there for you in the postseason. If you're the Lakers, wouldn't you be like, hell yeah, let's do that? You know what I mean? And honestly, like 40 or 41 years old. That's not what's happening right now. But at 40 or 41, I'd probably be all right with it. Like, I can't give it to you every day. I might need a few more days off, but let's get to the postseason. I'll be there full go there, and we'll take care of my body until then. And that's what JJ Redick is kind of saying. Like, we're going to let it, like, we're going to be really careful with him. And why wouldn't they be? Like, people might get annoyed at that load management. I hate load management. I think it's a crock, but not with a 40-year-old. That's a good example of how you would use load management. Load management for young stars, like, that's silly. That's dumb. Not for LeBron. Not for LeBron. I think he's earned some load management, but he'll miss the first part of the season for the first time. And we'll see. Ball's in your court, Luka. Ball's in your court to go do something special.
I've been watching LeBron James play basketball like basically my entire life. Like, it's crazy. It's unreal. Like, whenever he leaves, it's just going to be like, man, like,
maybe like Brady.
He's the one that's like the end of that era, I think. Like, you're going to have the lingerers, like KD and Steph are going to linger for a little bit longer and everything like that. And then it's just like, but like, that's
LeBron's era started so much earlier than KD and Steph.
It's true, but like, that's the main era of LeBron, I think. Like, that's what I said. Like, 2012 is like the peak LeBron. That's peak when KD got into it.
Career. He had already been to the finals. That was like the second generation of his career.
But that was the best. That was the peak of LeBron. Was 2012.
2012? You're young.
You're
showing your age.
Come on, the Heat years are the best. Like,
those almost were the best spent a decade in the league by 2012.
I know, but those were the best years, is what I'm saying. Like, that was the best.
I think most people would point to the early Cavs years as their favorite years, because he was lifting up just an awful team. It's like Iverson when he took the 76ers to the finals. It's like, who is this team? Matt Geiger is a starter in the NBA finals because Allen Iverson is such a baller. What was Anderson Varejao? What was that guy's name?
Varejao.
Like, come on, like, get out of here. Yeah, get out of here. The teams that LeBron was taking to the finals. All right, we're going to talk football. When we come back, we've got football picks to make. We will get you 3 college games, 3 pro games. TJ's got the standings. Paul has the standings. I'm actually pretty curious to see if Paul's hieroglyphic bar napkin matches up with the more modernized spreadsheet, and see if we're getting similar numbers. But we've got those receipts. We're going to pick those games. We've got high school football to talk about. It's a blast on Fridays. We love it. Our pick segment is next. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. We are making some football picks. We are glad to be here to do it. Let's get this set up correctly. Do we have Paul Savage? I don't see him on the video stream, but I think we do there. Paul, can I hear you?
I am here.
There he is.
Ready to go.
Savage. There's
Ready
Savage. All right, so now that all 4 of us are here, and Brandon Zinner he sent me his picks. Max, hit the music, and then we're going to take receipts on how everything's gone here.
Hey, sports bettors, ready for some picks destined to fail? It's time to hear what the Sports Daily staff thinks of the weekend games.
All right, so here's how I want to start it here. We all wonder about the defending, 2 or 3 time defending champion Paul Savage's record-keeping skills. Paul, I want you to tell us what everybody's record was, and TJ, who's got this in a spreadsheet, let's see if it matches up here. So what did you have us on last week, Paul? And let's see if it's what TJ has.
Well, I hate to say this, but TJ's got to take it over. I have everybody's picks. But I know I didn't total everything up.
All right. Well, TJ,
we're in the new age. Welcome to the future, old man.
We're in a new age. I'm still watching black and white TV.
But TJ has it. So TJ, you had it as this. Tommy with a 4-2 record. Is that correct? Am I on the right week here? Of what I'm seeing,
you're
Tommy
right.
with a 4-2 record. Everybody else with a 2-4,
Sucked.
except Brandon, who went 1-5. I am still leading the overall. It looks like 2 games ahead of Tommy. Everybody's pretty close except TJ. He's 7 games behind me. So you're not making that up this week, TJ. You're just going to have to chisel away at it. You've got a lot of weeks here to get it made up. So all that being said, it means that Tommy goes first. And Tommy, we're going to start in college football as we always do. 3 college games, 3 pro games. Let's start with Indiana at Oregon. The Ducks at home favored by 7 and a hook. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because of that hook. And, it's slightly over a touchdown at 7.5. If it was 6.5, man, that would be a no-brainer for me to pick Oregon at home. It makes it a little bit more difficult knowing that it's right outside of a touchdown. But, man, I'm a big fan of Oregon. I'm a big fan of Dan Lanning. I like what they've done this year. And what I like about them is that they go about their business and, that there's not a whole lot of, they don't get all the attention paid to them nationally like a lot of other teams do, probably because of where they're located in the country. But I like Oregon a lot. Even though it's 7 and a hook, I'm going to lay that 7.5 and take the Ducks at home.
All right, 7.5. I think I am next in the picks this week. I'm also going to take Oregon. I think it's honestly, for me, it's just an Indiana hangover effect for last year. I was annoyed that they got in and didn't play anybody. I do think they're good. I think they're proving that wrong a little bit this year. But I think Oregon's good enough to win at home by a little more than a touchdown. So I'm with you. I'll take the Ducks. That puts Paul next. Paul?
All right, guys, you've been talking about Oregon and, that's a tough call, but you got to go with Oregon. Oregon's just better. Well, listen, Indiana, they're not as good as everybody thinks they are. Last year, they were undefeated for a large part of the season. And, oh, man, they were rebirthed, and they're ready to go. And, man, they might win a national championship, and then they lay in that big egg. Indiana is a pretender. They're still a pretender. They got to win a couple of really big games before I start believing in the program. I'm going Oregon. This, my friend, is the easiest pick for me of the week.
All right. TJ, do you agree?
No. Give me Indiana. I think the number's too big. I think that Indiana is really good. I think Cignetti is an awesome coach. I don't think they have a chance to win this game, but I think they have a chance to make it a pretty good game. I think that they could lose by a touchdown. I'll take the hook. If it was 7, I probably wouldn't, but 7.5, give me Indiana in the SIGs.
And that will be an island. Brandon
Let's
is
go.
Oregon for the record keeping. So I've got to bounce back and forth here. Okay, so that takes us to K-State, plus 1.5 at home against TCU, getting the points. I will tell you that before the official Dylan Edwards out news, I was on K-State here as the home dog. We talked about this in the first hour. TCU is a much better run defense than they are a pass defense, so I'm not surprised that news hasn't moved the line at all. I think I'm going to have to stay away from the Cats, though, one more time this week. And before it was kind of just trying to have some fun and jinx and help them get on the right track. I do think they're on the right track now. The one mistake against Baylor obviously looms large. But, man, they're just a better team if they've got the threat of the run, and I'm not sure they do this week, and TCU's good, and it's a – K-State's defenses might have to play its best game of the year. I'm going to go ahead and take take TCU minus 1.5. TCU minus 1.5. Paul?
Well, I'll tell you, this is an interesting game, but TCU's not a bad football team. I've watched them.
Great quarterback.
I'm going to say 3-4 times maybe. I mean, at least a half a game 3 or 4 times. And they're a really pretty good darn football team. I'm going to take TCU as well.
All right. TJ?
I think I remember back watching TCU play in that Bill Belichick game in week 1 when they went to North Carolina, and it was after K-State narrowly beat North Dakota. And I remember saying out loud, how the hell is K-State supposed to beat this TCU team if they play like that? And it still holds true now in week 7. So I'm going to take TCU. Give me the point now.
Brandon is taking TCU. So, Tommy, you've got a chance for an island for a K-State team that is clearly playing better than it was. Avery Johnson is having a good year. He is running the ball now more, but do they have enough to beat TCU as home underdogs?
I mean, I guess they're playing better than almost losing to North Dakota and getting
They're
beat
playing
by Army.
much better than almost losing to North Dakota and losing to Army. Yes, they are playing much better than that.
Yeah, but that bar was significantly low at the beginning of the season. The vibes are down in Manhattan right now. I don't know if, I'm sure you guys have talked about it all week long, but the press conferences with Chris Kleiman and the Dylan Edwards drama and all of that. I don't care. If they've got Avery Johnson playing at a superhero level, which, by the way, he's not. He's playing fine, but he's not playing at a superhero level. The vibes are down right now in Manhattan. It's really, really hard for me to take a K-State Island, especially at only 1.5. If it was even a few points more, I'd be a little bit more swayed to do that. I just don't think I can. I'm going to take TCU and round out that sweep.
Damn, I wish I would have taken that Island. I didn't think that was going to happen. But that's okay. So we're all universal on that one. So let's go to Texas Tech as a 14-point favorite over KU. Paul, you get to start us here. 14 points.
I know
Tech is fantastic.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. All you guys are going to probably hop on KU. KU's good. They are good. They've got some talent at a lot of positions. They're more physical. They've been in a long, long time. But if you've had a chance to observe Texas Tech, that is one whale of a good football team. They got a great offense. They're tough on. I'm just saying that Texas Tech is not a team to sneeze on. Now they're giving up 14 points. I wouldn't take Texas Tech and give the 14 points if it was at KU, but it is at Texas Tech, and it can be a tough place to play. It's an interesting place to play, and this is crazy. But I'm going to take Tech, and I'm going to I'm choking to say it. I'm going to give 14 points.
14, TJ.
Man, if I was Lance Leipold and somebody told me they were 14-point underdogs, I'd be pissed off. This team is not that bad to be 2 touchdown underdogs going to Texas Tech. They should probably be 10-point underdogs, but 2 touchdown underdogs is unbelievable. I think that the offense in itself, the way that KU plays, I don't know a world where they can be 2 touchdown underdogs unless Tech scores 75 points in this game. I think that they're going to cover this number. They're probably going to lose by 10, but there's going to be a whole bunch of points scored down in Lubbock. Give me KU.
Brandon is taking Tech -14. Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, I've been high on Texas Tech since the beginning of the season. They were my pick to win the Big 12. We just knew the kind of investment that they made into their football program this year. And they are the class of the Big 12 right now, in my opinion. That being said, 14 is a lot of points. KU, I think, can cover that. I agree with what TJ is saying. I think that the fact that it's 14. The final score is going to have to be, maybe 70s pushing it, but it's going to have to be in the 50s probably at minimum for Texas Tech to have any chance at covering that 14. So give me the Jayhawks. I'm going to take the 14 points.
This is going to sound like a cop-out. It's not. I loved 14.5. That's not where it is right now. I'm trying to look at this. I'm trying to take PJ Glasser's advice from yesterday. You have to try to take your football knowledge if you're betting and think about it from a betting standpoint. 14.5 had backdoor cover all over it to me. 14 feels like a push, honestly. I feel like we're going to all push this game. TJ, that you ask how Texas Tech is the top offense in the country, and they're a top 10 defense in the country. It's no knock on KU. Talk about the kind of year Texas Tech's having. And they went to Utah and absolutely dominated that team. So I think KU can score a little bit, but it's a top 10 defense we're talking about. And I don't know what we've seen that makes us think KU's defense is going to be able to stop Tech at all. That's the problem for me, is how good Tech's offense has been. And KU's defense hasn't been there. So I honestly think this is a push. I would have taken KU at 14.5. I'm going to take Tech at 14, though. And I think that feels like the margin here. That's a stinky line, though. 14 points is wild to think about. But I do think it's Vegas talking about Tech and not as much about KU. All right, let's go to the pros. That puts, I believe, TJ up. Actually, it'd be Brandon. So Seattle is a 1.5-point dog to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's at home in this one. Brandon is going to take Seattle. And then TJ, that makes you next.
I'm going to take Seattle too. I think that they're awesome. I love what they do. I think that Sam Darnold is a legit quarterback in the NFL. And I think the Jags are a little bit of pretenders coming off of the Chiefs side. Give me the Seahawks. I'll take 1.5.
All right, 1.5. That takes us to Tommy, I believe, next.
Duval. I don't know. I got to tell you, like with what I saw from Jacksonville against Kansas City, like they may not be legitimate contenders, but I don't think they're pretenders. I think they're somewhere in the middle. And I kind of think the Seahawks are somewhere in the middle too. That's why that line is where it's at. But at home in Duval County, give me the Jags. I'm going to lay that 1.5.
I'm surprised by that, and I'm actually excited because I didn't want everybody to make a clean sweep here. I will very gladly take Seattle here, and it isn't as much about Seattle as it is. I do think Jacksonville's a pretender. I think the Chiefs were 2 scores better than the Jags and still found a way to lose that game. Seattle's coming off a bye, so I'm not worried about the travel. Is Seattle coming off a bye? What are they doing? They're going into a bye.
They just played the Bucs.
They just played the Bucs. So that's just ignore everything I just said on that. I just think Seattle's a much better team than Jacksonville. I think they have a good defense. I think they have a versatile offense, and I don't think the Jags are as good as their record. So I'm going to take the Seahawks. Paul?
Well, all the things that you said are probably true. However, this is a home game for the Jags, and that is a big enough factor for me. Sometimes I like the home teams just because, it's so much easier and preparation for the week is all easier. I'm going to take the Jags. Do I have a feel for this game? Not really, but I'll take the Jags anyway.
Okay, well, that's more even than I thought it would be. That's good news. 49ers, Bucks. I don't think this will be a sweep by any means. And Tommy, you're up first. Bucks are 3-point home favorites over the Niners.
Do we know, is Brock Purdy playing? Has that been announced?
I think
Adrian Martinez.
Mac Jones. I think it's going to be Mac Jones. I hope for my fantasy football team that it's Adrian Martinez, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Mac Jones.
Okay, gotcha. So, Baker Mayfield is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL right now, which is wild to hear. And even without having Mike Evans out on the field, Emeka Egbuka has been phenomenal. That offense is cooking. It's at home. And of course, we know the Niners are banged up. So for that reason, I'm on the Bake train for sure. Give me the Bucks. I'm going to lay the points.
So they're also missing Bucky Irving in this game, which is a challenge for them. They couldn't run it very well with Rachaad White last week. That does change their offense. My takeaway on this is, we know the 49ers are going to want to get it going with Christian McCaffrey. The Bucs do have a pretty good run defense. I'm also going to take the Bucs. I think the Mac Jones story is great. I honestly don't think it matters too much whether it's Mac Jones or Brock Purdy at this point. But I think the Bucs can hold McCaffrey more. McCaffrey's still going to get his, but I think it'll be less of his. So I'll take the Bucs and lay the 3. Paul?
Well, I did not do a good job as a father raising my children because both of my kids became 49ers fans. I don't know how that happened. But
I was wondering where you were going with that.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, well, Joe Montana era, that whole thing, they bought into all that hype back in the day when they were small children. And so, I think the Bucs win. Everything you said, Baker Mayfield, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if I took the 49ers right now, we would have revolution in my family. And I don't need the hassle of having 2 kids pissed at their dad. So I'm going to take the 49ers.
All right. That leaves us with TJ. No split. Brandon, I'll just tell you, is taking the Buccaneers. So right now, Paul has an island.
Paul has an island, and I'm not giving it to him. I wasn't going to anyways. I was taking the 49ers. I think that they're awesome. It doesn't matter who plays quarterback for them. It doesn't matter how many injuries they have. They beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football. I think that they can find a way to do it. I don't care if it's Purdy, if it's Mac, if it's Adrian Martinez, if it's Jimmy Garoppolo. Pick a quarterback. They're going to find a way to cover that number.
Ooh, that means back-to-back road games. That makes me like the Bucs even more. All right, Lions, 2.5-point favorite, 2.5-point dogs. Kansas City's the favorite at home. Paul, you're up first on this one. We've got about 3 minutes to get through the Chiefs. So
I'll tell you what, I'm torn. I love I loved Dan Campbell, but something, the Chiefs showed a spark last week. Now I know you guys weren't impressed. You guys weren't impressed with the Chiefs, but it was a win. It was a good win. It was an okay win. But the Chiefs are showing some life. They're showing some life at the right part of the season. Incrementally, they're getting better. Are they going to win a Super Bowl? I don't think so, but they could. I'm going to take the Chiefs.
All right, TJ.
I I think I'm going to take the Chiefs too. I don't really know why. I feel like I keep talking myself out of it, but there's going to find a way. I think it's just because it's such a must-have spot. I think that they're going to find a way to do it, win it by a field goal. It's going to be really close, but give me the Chiefs -2.5.
All right. Chiefs there to Tommy.
It's going to be a 1-point game. And I'm not going to tell you who's going to win, but it's going to be a 1-point game. And so just simply because of that, I'm going to take the Lions and take the points.
Brandon is also taking the Lions. The Worthy thing isn't going to scare me enough. I think the Lions' defensive injuries are a problem. I think their defense is not very good anyway. I think the Chiefs' passing attack is finding its rhythm. I'm going to take the Chiefs. It's a bet against them not making these stupid mistakes and turnovers, which is maybe a foolish bet, but I do think the Chiefs' offense is clicking right now, and the Lions are coming in a little hobbled on defense. So I'll take the Chiefs. I'll lay the 2.5. Those are the picks. TJ, you got everything?
I got it. I'm tallying them up, making everything color coordinated and pretty.
It's cute.
Can't do that on a bar napkin, Paul.
It's cute. Sorry, I'm trying to bounce back between the messages of Brandon's picks and the message of our games, which is not as easy as it sounds for some of us. So we got there though. That's the picks for the week. We'll see if we'll see how it shakes out. Well, of course, all our eyes are on Sunday Night Football. TJ will be there at Arrowhead, so we'll have that coverage for you, and of course on Monday morning right here as well. We're gonna stick around. We're gonna talk some high school. Tommy, it's budget season. Have fun.
I know. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go get deep into spreadsheets right now. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
That's TJ's dream. Deep into spreadsheets. Nobody likes spreadsheets, I don't think, more than TJ.
I hate spreadsheets.
We appreciate it. Whatever. You make them all the time. I don't believe you for a second.
They're just
all right.
pretty.
We're coming right
They're
back.
pretty.
Let's
I don't
talk high
like
school
function.
football when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. We are getting ready to talk some high school football. That coverage on Sports Daily brought to you by Zentex Remodeling Group. Remodel your bathroom in as little as one day with Zentex Remodeling Group, ZINTEX.com. Before we do that, though, want to give a shout out to Crestview Country Club and thank them for their support of the program. Went to the Big Bourbon and Bites event last night. Tried 3 bourbons that I would not have. One of them I absolutely loved, and had a couple like burger type things with it. It was fantastic. So one event of many that goes on there at Crestview. If you're ever interested in membership, they have different kinds. They have the golf kinds. They have the social kinds, all of it. Give them a call. Tell them we sent you from Sports Daily. We appreciate their support. All right. It is a Catch It Kansas Friday, which means the coverage is up in full force. TJ, we look at a schedule this week as we are kind of coming, we're not coming down the home stretch, but we're over the hump here. We're more than halfway through this thing, which is just wild to think about. And we get some games to think about this week. What's on your mind?
We do. The biggest game in the city tonight, the Holy War downtown at Equity Bank Park. Capon versus Carroll is back. They're going back downtown again this year. It's going to be a ton of fun. Obviously, Bishop Carroll's got a new head coach, Chris Jacks, coming over, taking over for Dusty Trail as Dusty Trail hit the Dusty Trail. And they're looking up. They're looking up. They're growing from what they have had a couple of past years. But Capon, as Paul and I talked about, they're likely sitting as the City League champions right now. But obviously, weird things always happen. Carroll's beaten them 100 times in this game. And so weird stuff always happens in this one. Going to be a ton of fun there tonight. That's the game of the week. But we've got a lot more than that as well. Another one that I'm going to tonight, Manhattan versus Northwest, is a matchup that we could probably see in the 6A playoffs down the stretch. Those two are always really good teams in Class 6A. So a bit of a preview there. And then in the battle of 266, Maize South versus Maize, the Maize Derby. So going to be awesome there. So lots of fun tonight. We got more than that, though. But a lot we've got our eyes on.
Paul, Capon Carroll
Yeah.
at Equity Bank Park.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It really won't. And here's why I'm really up on this game. I really think people are going to enjoy this game. If you get out to a game, that'd be a really good one to go to. And here's why. Capen's really good. They're not as big as they've been in the past on certain teams. Don't get me wrong, they're not exactly tiny, but they're really good. I mean, they're well coached. What they do well. But on the other hand, I've seen enough film on Carroll over the last 2 to 3 weeks to know this is not the Carroll from last year, guys. This really isn't. This is a team that has really found some players. It's obvious size-wise from the last couple of years. They're much bigger. They're much more physical. They're much faster. What they do is heads and shoulders above what they've done in the past. So the fact that Carroll hasn't been great the last season or two, throw that out. You got to throw that out. This is a good physical football team. I anticipate that this is going to be one whale of a football game, and I think it's going to be, in my opinion, the best game in this area for the night. And I don't mean to downplay Manhattan and Northwest, but Carroll, Capen is must-view high school football if you're looking for a game to go to.
It's as good as it gets in the state of Kansas. It's such a great environment anyway. You put it in that venue like that, it's been tremendously successful. I'm glad it's back there, and it'll be a lot of fun. We'll go back to you, Paul, because you didn't get to play last week, which was a bummer for Wichita East. Not kind of out of your control. What are you going to do? Well, now you get Wichita North. That's correct, right? This week.
That's right, and of course, North has its problems. I mean, they're a struggling program right now, but we've seen City League champions built from programs that struggled for years. We've seen that happen on several occasions over the last, say, 2 or 3 decades. So it happens, but they're struggling. I will say this. I haven't ever had a week where we were off during a high school week. You always have a bye or two. Every time we coach college or whatever, right, somewhere along the line, there always seems to be a bye week. And in indoor professional football where I've coached a lot, always bye weeks here or there. But it's strange for having a bye week at the high school level, occupying the kids, making sure that the kids understand when you're at practice, every rep counts. Well, that rings a little hollow because this week, every rep's not counting for anything. And it was a tough week to get through. I still go back to the punishing of Wichita East for doing nothing. I understand punishing Topeka Highland. I get it. I understand why you have to do that. But I'm against, because somebody else does something, punishing a team that's innocent, had nothing to do with it, and you punish them. I found that still. And I will say that to anybody who asked, I still think that that's unfair. But with that being said, we're back on track tonight. Had a good week of practice. We've got North. That quite frankly, that's probably a game East will win. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it or anything. There's some struggles going on at North, but I'd love to see this team pop back. For guys' sakes, guys, my dad is a North High graduate. We all want to see North do well. But with that being said, it's good to be back on a Friday night.
TJ, as we expand the net a little further out, what are you guys seeing for some of the smaller schools, for some of the non-metro games that we're looking forward to?
Yeah, one more kind of metro-ish, that Maize-South Maize game I want to bring up. We've talked a little bit about the Maize Eagles. Right now, they're the only undefeated team left in Class 6A, and they're good. I mean, they beat up on Derby. Like, they're a really good team, and it's not a secret to say that this is the best Maize team since they had Avery Johnson playing quarterback for them. So they've got their quarterback, Braden Maivella. We did a story on him earlier this week, Jacob, about, he was a basketball prospect, big time basketball player, that he kind of thought that he was going to be a Division I basketball player. And then he played a little bit of wide receiver, and then they went down at quarterback, and they're like, man, what are we going to do? And they put him back there, and he started winning games, and then he started showing his athleticism, and now he's a D1 prospect to go play wide receiver. He's got an offer from Boston College to go play wide receiver up there. He's got 5 D1 offers, and so kind of doesn't know if he wants to play quarterback or wide receiver at this point. So awesome story there. Maize is going to be a team that's going to really contend in Class 6A. That could be a team that, now that they're in Class 6A, that's a team that Paul and the Aces could see later in the playoffs now that they've made the jump up to Class 6A. So ton of fun there. It's going to be an awesome game. As we cast the net out further. Garden City coming to the Metro tonight. They're going to take on Southeast. We talked a little bit about the Southeast Buffaloes last week. This is their best start in God knows how long. Paul was talking about that. They ran into a Capon team last week that, Capon was going to, probably win that game as they're the, like I said, sitting City League champions. So this is going to be a really big test for them. Big 6A school, Garden City coming into town, always has a bunch of success out in the WAC. So this is your litmus test. How good are you, Southeast? Can you beat a team out from Western Kansas coming to your place? So I'm really excited to see that one. Another WAC game, Liberal and Great Bend going down the night in Great Bend. Liberal's undefeated. Great Bend, I believe, is undefeated as well. So that's going to make a big play in the WAC championship run there as well. Great Bend's an awesome team. We talk about them a ton this year because they've got so many Division I prospects. They're going to have like 5 on their team, which is nuts and
crazy.
Western Kansas to have. So, but yeah, it's going to be a bunch of fun tonight.
I love it. I love the small school action. So here's what'll happen tonight. You'll have the games. Catch a Kansas coverage begins well before the games, TJ. You guys will be out and about. What happens pre-kickoff tonight?
Yeah, so we're going to have Rachel. We're actually going to have a meteorologist downtown as well talking about some football weather because it should be awesome tonight. So we'll have them live at Equity Bank Park talking about the Holy War. We've got Gabriela Hernandez helping out. She's going to be at Mays South Mays previewing that one for us. So a lot of live coverage leading right up to kickoff. And then tonight, the first time since week 1, we're actually going to have Rachel and I both in town for the Catch It Kansas show. So we're almost back to full power here. So we'll have that for you tonight, 10:35. It's on the KSCW, Channel 33, Channel 5 on cable. We'll go through all those games we talked about. We've got even more than that as well. So high school football highlights, they're a ton of fun to watch, ton of fun to read. And it's the one place to kind of encapsulate everything in the area tonight. So we're looking forward to being back, both of us, talking about some high school football.
So you'll have that. And then after the games, of course, you will have coverage while you drive home right here. There is the high school football scoreboard show on KFH. It starts at 10. And then as you get home, get settled, 10:35, you got the Catch Kansas show on the KSCW. You can follow all along, all night long at catchitkansas.com. There's a scoreboard being updated there. And then, of course, as all the games and highlights are ingested and everything, tomorrow morning, go back to catchitkansas.com if you missed anything, and they'll have you all covered. Nobody covers high school football like KFH and KWCH 12 News. So get ready for it on the high school front. All right, couple minutes left here. We kind of got rushed in the picks on the Chiefs. Paul, I do want to get your take on, because you're a Lions guy and you picked the Chiefs. How difficult do you think it is for the Chiefs to wash away on a short week the mistakes of Monday Night Football, a game they very clearly should have won? They were the better team. They fumble it away in about 100 different ways. How quickly can you turn it as a coach and get a team away from that kind of stuff, away from mistakes, from beating themselves?
Well, when you have those kind of games, every coach in the world will say, well, we got to get back to basics. Back to basics. We got to tackle. We got to block. We've got to hold on to the ball. We've got to, run the routes crisp and, all that stuff. And on a short week, it makes it extremely difficult, Jacob. I mean, it just becomes harder and harder and harder. Earlier in this show, and I don't even remember the reference that I said, this line, I said, if you're in practice, every rep counts. Every practice rep counts at getting better. And on that short week, when you need the coaching, when you need those reps, you don't have those reps. Everything changes. You're not going to change what you do pregame before the game, the day before or 2 days before. That's got to be set, because there's recovery in football as well. And a short week, it makes it extremely tough. Listen, it's hard. It's difficult. And particularly it's difficult if you're not playing your best football, Jacob. That's when it really becomes difficult. But we'll see. You still got Patrick Mahomes. You still got that guy. That guy makes a difference in every football game he plays in. So we'll see. But I guarantee you it's not helpful. How's that for an answer?
Yeah, it's it really becomes a question, TJ, of is that their identity, or is that an outlier? I think the special teams mistakes have been a consistent problem, so you worry about that. The penalties have been a problem in some games and not in others, so I don't know what to make of that. And, you know, a Mahomes late interception, certainly you're not counting on as a mistake that's going to happen very often.
Yeah.
So
that was something that we talked about earlier in the week, that, you know, the Chiefs, what they do so well in the playoffs and late in the season is that they just don't make mistakes. They let other teams beat themselves. The Chiefs don't lose games. They let other teams lose them. The Chiefs don't win games, excuse me. They let other teams lose them for the most part whenever it gets late to the season. So you'd have to think that Andy Reid coach teams don't do that very often. That's what makes it so frustrating to watch as a Chiefs fan. And so I do think it was an outlier. I think that they're still gonna make a little bit of mistakes, as we've talked about. You know, this defense is gonna have a little bit of growing pains. There's a lot of young guys in this defense. I think in the offense, it's sometimes the same culprits making these kind of mistakes, and there's a lot of young guys on the offense as well. But you have a lot of veteran leadership between Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and I mean, you could call Nick Bolton and Chris Jones, and there's the guys that can't make the mistakes that have been pretty sound going forward. So I think that you just got to clean up what you've messed up. And I think that Andy Reid does a good job of doing that as they go along. And the fact of the matter is that it was week 5. There's a lot of room to grow. So,
yeah, it's good. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for that game. We'll tell you how you can listen to it right here on KFH a couple different ways. So we'll tune you in on that. Stick around.